Voters set to head to the polls just before Christmas after MPs overwhelmingly backed a general election for December the 12th.
Yeah, Boris Johnson has admitted it will be a tough election, but that it's time for the country to come together to get Brexit done.
Joining us now is the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock. Very good morning to you, Mr Hancock. Have you got a horrible sense of déjà vu going back to 2017, ahead in the polls, thinking you needed to get a bigger majority in order to get Brexit done, and then it all fell apart?
Well, we've got an incredibly clear message. You know, Parliament has blocked delivering Brexit over and over again, and we want to get Brexit done and then focus on the people's priorities, like the NHS, which is my responsibility, where we're putting in more money with new MRI scanners announced this morning, actually.
What's clearer about the proposition, do you think, this time round, which is going to mean that you don't have the same experience as back in 2017? And is it, in all honesty, do you think the leader?
Well, a combination, yes, absolutely. A fantastic campaigner as a leader, Boris Johnson, who can has a positive, optimistic agenda, a one-nation agenda to bring the country together.
So Theresa May was a disastrous leader with a depressing agenda, was she?
Well, I think it's well known that our campaign in 2017 could have been better. And the key is that, as well as being the only party who can deliver Brexit and get that done, we've got the positive domestic agenda focused on people's priorities, delivering on the NHS with record levels of investment and the biggest hospital building programme in a generation, 20,000 more police to make sure that we tackle crime and keep people safe.
Sorry, 20,000 more police.
Yes,
under a Tory government, 21,000 police officers were lost.
Well, we're putting 20,000 more police on our streets, and I think that is incredibly welcome to people.
That doesn't even cover the cuts, Mr Hancock.
Well, this is about what we're going to do in the future. And in the future, we're going to have more police on our streets and tackle crime.
No, sorry, we won't even have as many police officers as you cut.
Yes, we will. We're having 20,000 new police officers. In fact, the first 7,000 are already being recruited.
You cut 21,000 police officers.
We're going to have more police on our streets, as I say. It's about focusing on people's
only because
priorities.
You cut the number of police officers.
Well, Boris Johnson has only been Prime Minister for just under 6 months. In that time, he's already successfully got an agreement with the EU, which people didn't think he was going to be able to. He's committed to the biggest hospital building programme in a generation. That wasn't happening until he became Prime Minister. He's committed to 20,000 more police and to increasing standards in schools and levelling up the spending on schools.
Yes,
these are the people's priorities.
Yes, and
there's nothing unfortunate about it. It's a great, positive domestic agenda.
But under austerity, Mr Hancock, you know that really all you're doing is trying to fix the things that you caused.
Well, it's absolutely true that in the last decade we have had to sort the economy out, and we've got record numbers of jobs. But elections are about what is going to happen in the future. And in the future, after this election, there are only two options. Either we have this one nation positive agenda from the Conservatives, deliver Brexit with a deal, and then move on to delivering on the people's priorities, on the NHS, police and schools and all the other things, the environment that matters. Or a vote for any other party is a vote for more dither and delay, Jeremy Corbyn in Downing Street. It doesn't matter who else you vote for, you'll end up with Jeremy Corbyn in Downing Street.
It is true that you do have a clear, because it's going to be a Brexit election. There is a clear choice here where the Tories say, get Brexit done. The Lib Dems aren't dithering. They have a very clear option. They say the B word to Brexit. They are definitely going to stop Brexit. And the Labour Party this morning said they also have a very clear proposition, which is they'll put it back to the people. This, you know, all the politicians couldn't agree. Let's put it back to the people and we'll give them the choice.
But the thing is that the Lib Dems can't govern except by putting Jeremy Corbyn into Downing Street. Jeremy Corbyn can't govern without the SNP, so we'd have not one more referendum next year, we'd have two, another incredibly destructive referendum on Scotland. There's only one alternative that can actually get this country moving forward. And, you know, I care deeply about making sure that we can deliver for people, to improve people's lives, improve your local NHS, make sure there's less crime on your street. And the only way to get this country moving and to get out of this deadlock that we've been stuck in for so long is with a majority Conservative government.
Well,
voting for anybody else is voting for Parliament to stay stuck. And the country needs to get moving.
But, Mr Hancock, this is your ultimate problem. The Conservative Party have to get a majority government, and that is looking pretty impossible. We know the nation is divided. You guys have failed to deliver Brexit. Nigel Farage and Brexit, the party, will capitalise on that. We know that the Lib Dem are gaining votes. As I said, the country's divided. How on earth are you going to get that majority government? And if you fail to, because you've got no political allies now. You have absolutely no political allies who would want to get into a coalition with you. So a majority is the only way forward, and that looks impossible.
A majority for the Conservatives is the best way to bring the country together and to move us forward. Because you're absolutely right that a vote for anybody else will lead to more obstruction in Parliament and more delay, because nobody else can form a majority government. And the crucial thing for the country and what the country needs is to be able to resolve this Brexit issue, and we've got a good deal which will allow us to leave with a deal, and then we can move forward. And there's only one way to make that happen. So for the country, I think after the last few years of politics and what viewers have seen day in, day out, and the frustrations and the blockages, the ability to bring the country together on a one nation, optimistic, forward-looking, positive agenda, I think that is a great offer to be able to put to people.
How worried
are you? Frankly, if you're thinking of voting for the Brexit Party, all you're doing is increasing the chances of Jeremy Corbyn, and a vote for any other party leads to that. Instead, we've got this positive offer to be able to get Brexit done, deliver on the referendum result, and then move the country forward.
Because it's the threat from. You know, you have a small number of constituencies. I think about 25 Tory constituencies actually voted Remain, so they may be vulnerable to the Liberal Democrats, or potentially they may be vulnerable to a Labour proposition to vote again on Brexit. But you do have these constituencies which are sort of Labour-leaning, Labour voting, which are strong Leave constituencies, who you need to get the Workington man, they're calling these constituencies, where you need to try and persuade them that the Tories are now their natural home, which might go against every single one of their instincts. And, you know, you say that you're going to try and fix the problem with crime, that, you know, I connect to the loss of police officers by not even replacing the same number of police officers that you've cut. Workington man thinks that crime is a major issue facing the country. These voters are going to be going to the Brexit Party in their droves if you as a party aren't careful.
Well, look, people can do the analysis, and I have a lot of respect for that. But ultimately, at an election, these things come down to a choice. And the case we're going to put is that the choice is between Jeremy Corbyn and a ragbag of others, if you vote for anybody else, or the ability that we offer to bring the country together, to deliver on the NHS, to deliver the 20,000 more police, to deliver on education and on infrastructure, and to get the country moving forward. And that is what we offer. And so, you know, I'm sure there'll be lots of analysis about different seats, but it's a really clear, straightforward message, which is we will deliver Brexit immediately with a deal, no more dither and delay, and then we can get on to all the other things that I care so much about and that people care about right across this country.
Matt Hancock, thanks very much indeed.